We were chopping veggies in the kitchen when Jenna dropped it like it was nothing. "Oh, by the way," she said, slicing peppers like we weren't mid-convo about rehearsal dinner stuff. "The girls and I are doing a 5-day bachelorette thing in Napa. Spa days, wine tastings, and we booked a VIP gentleman's night." I looked up from the cutting board. "Wait, VIP what?" She didn't even blink. "You know, like a classy strip show. Harmless fun." That caught me off guard, not gonna lie. I thought we said chill parties. You and I both agreed. No wild stuff, just backyard hangouts or movie nights. She shrugged, half smiling. "Babe, it's not that deep. Rachel booked the whole thing. I'm not gonna be that lame bride who says no to her own party." I wiped my hands on the towel and leaned on the counter. "It's not about being lame. We talked about this." She gave me that look. The one that says I'm being dramatic. "Don't start acting like one of those controlling guys. It's just a weekend with my girls." I bit down on every word I wanted to say. Every single one. Instead, I smiled and said, "Cool. Have a great time." She smirked like she won something. "Oh, and by the way, you can't do your bachelor party the same week. I need separate space. No distractions, you know?" I kept my face blank. "Got it." She popped a grape into her mouth and walked off like that was the end of it. Like I was just gonna sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and wait for her to finish partying with shirtless dudes in wine country. But in that exact moment, something shifted. I didn't raise my voice, didn't slam anything, didn't argue. I just started planning. As soon as Jenna left the room, I pulled out my phone and fired off a group text. Me, change of plans. Bachelor weekend is officially the same week as Jenna's trip. Pack light, bring firewood clothes, not beach shorts. It didn't take 10 seconds before Luis called. "You serious?" he asked. "You know that's when she's in Napa, right?" "Exactly," I said. "But trust me, I've got something better than Cancun." He laughed. "Better than tequila and beach bars?" "Way better. You remember Jenna's dad's mountain cabin? The one with the lake and that huge deck?" "Yeah, the fishing spot?" "That's the one. He offered it to me 2 months ago, no strings. Said it was perfect for a send-off weekend. Quiet, private, clean air, stocked kitchen." Luis paused. "You think he's still cool with it?" "I'm about to find out." I hung up and dialed Greg. He picked up right away. "David, what's up, man?" I didn't waste time. "Hey Greg, that cabin offer. Still good?" "Of course. You finally taking me up on it." "Yeah, if it's still open that same week in June. Thursday to Sunday." He whistled. "You got it. I'll even head up the day before, stock the fridge, check the generator, chop some firewood." "Appreciate it," I said. "That means a lot." In the background, I heard Carla's voice. "Is that David? Put it on speaker." Greg chuckled. "You're on." Carla jumped in. "David, I'm so glad you're doing the cabin. You'll love it. Quiet, no drama, just stars and nature. Perfect reset before the big day." "That's exactly what I need." She kept going. "I'll throw in my homemade chili and cornbread. I'll leave it in the fridge. Greg'll bring you some of those fancy beers you like, too." Greg laughed. "She's trying to spoil you, man." "I'm not complaining." We wrapped up the call with Carla reminding me to text her if we needed anything. After hanging up, I sat back on the couch, staring at the ceiling fan as it creaked in slow circles. I could already see it. Me and the guys out on the deck, beers in hand, maybe throwing lines in the water, no loud clubs, no dancers, no fake party smiles. Just real people, real time, real peace. And the timing couldn't have been better. This wasn't about getting even. It was about reclaiming my weekend on my terms. I sent Luis the green light, then dropped the address to the group chat. Messages started rolling in fast. "Matt, bro, I've been dying to fish again. This is perfect." "Tony, tell Greg he's a legend." "Luis, I'm bringing cigars and the poker set." I tossed my phone on the table and started writing a quick checklist. Grill tools, firewood gloves, camp chairs, cooler. I didn't care if Jenna thought I was trying to one-up her. She made her move. I made mine. Next morning, I swung by the hardware store, grabbed some propane for the grill, a couple bundles of kindling, and fresh bait. I even picked up a small American flag to hang on the cabin porch. Luis would get a kick out of that. By the time I got home, the group chat was full of stupid memes, fish jokes, and someone sharing a cabin beer draft with tiers of what beers to bring. Felt good. Grounded. Real. I texted Greg one last time. Me, thanks again, really. Means a lot. Greg, no problem. I trust you'll treat the place right. Enjoy the hell out of it. I would. Jenna strutted through the house that morning like she was in a bachelorette movie trailer. White tank top, fake lashes, and a sash that read bride vibes. Her crew rolled in loud and early, all of them wearing matching shirts that screamed vino before vows across their chests like it was a college sorority trip. I was sipping my coffee at the kitchen table when she walked in, dragging her pink suitcase with one hand and waving her mimosa in the other. "You sure you'll survive without me for 5 days?" she asked, pausing just long enough to wait for a reaction. I looked up, cool as ice. "I think I'll manage." Her eyes narrowed just a bit. "Try not to miss me too much. Safe flight," I said, standing up and grabbing my keys. She lingered in the doorway, giving me this fake pout like I was supposed to say something jealous or clingy. I just held the door open. She walked out to the waiting SUV with her friends squealing and filming themselves already. I didn't even watch them drive off. I waited 30 minutes, long enough to make sure she was in the air, phone on airplane mode. Then I grabbed the cooler, loaded the truck, and hit the road. 3 hours later, we were pulling up to the cabin, me, Luis, Tony, and Matt. Big-ass pines, lake view, clean mountain air. Greg had left a note on the kitchen counter. Fridge packed with food, firewood stacked neatly by the back deck. By the time we got the gear unloaded, the sun was dipping low. Golden hour lit the trees like something out of a commercial. We lined up out front, still in hoodies and jeans, beers in hand. I snapped the photo, no filters, no cheesy poses, and posted it straight to Instagram. Appreciate Greg and Carla for letting us use the cabin. Much needed. Didn't take long. We weren't even halfway through our first beers when my phone lit up. Jenna, are you serious right now? Jenna, that's our family's cabin. Jenna, why are you there? Jenna, are you trying to make a point or something? I answered once, short and sweet. Me, just relaxing. Your dad invited me. Remember? She didn't like that. Jenna, this is so petty, David. Jenna, you're being spiteful. Jenna, trying to one-up me with this fake calm woodsman act. Jenna, I bet Luis pushed for this. So predictable. Jenna, unreal. I muted the thread. Luis walked over, grinning, holding a pack of hot dogs. She find out. I nodded. She's already melting down. Perfect, he said, tossing them on the table. Let's eat. We got the fire pit going out back. Carla's chili was already warming on the stove. The smell of smoked oak and beef filled the air while the sky turned dark and quiet. Just the crackle of fire, clinking bottles, and the low hum of someone's country playlist. Tony pulled out cards. Matt set up the speaker. Luis passed around cigars like we were kings. Me? I just leaned back in a folding chair, beer in one hand, watching the flames move like they had something to say. Let her have her dancers. We had peace. The next morning, we were frying bacon and scrambling eggs when Luis held up his phone and said, "Dude, Carla's at it again." I leaned over the table and looked. Sure enough, she'd posted 3 photos already. One of me stirring chili, one of Luis and Tony chopping firewood, and one where Matt was teaching us some weird board game he brought. Each caption was basically a brag. "These boys are such gentlemen. Greg and I are so proud. David is going to make a wonderful husband. Look at him cook." Tony laughed so hard he almost dropped his fork. "Yo, we look like a damn church retreat." "She's making you look like the second coming of Mr. Rogers," Luis said. "You better watch out, man. Women are gonna start DMing you apology letters." "I'll survive," I said, but I won't lie. Seeing those posts felt good, especially when I saw who liked them. Jenna's cousin, two of her aunts, and even her grandma. All that family chatter starting to tilt. Meanwhile, Jenna's side of the internet was the opposite. Poolside selfies with champagne. Boomerangs of shot glasses. Some dude wearing a gold thong holding Jenna in the air like a trophy. Day 2, there was a story of her on a party bus, yelling into the camera with her middle finger up, slurring her words. Her eyes didn't even look like hers. And then day 3, radio silence. No posts, no stories, nothing from her. Nothing from her friends. Like they'd all blacked out or agreed to go dark. That's when I knew something was off. Later that night, we were roasting Esmores when Matt looked up from his phone and said, guys. He turned his screen toward me. It was a story from Jenna's friend, Ashley, and she had messed up big. The post was meant to tag someone else, but Jenna was in it, clear as day. She was in a club, up on a stage, wearing some kind of glitter sash and crown. A shirtless dancer had his hands all over her hips. Her arms were wrapped around his neck, grinding like she forgot anyone else existed. Ashley deleted it 5 minutes later, but it was too late. Carla had already seen it. We found out because she texted Luis. Carla, tell David to call me. Carla, now. Carla, I need to talk to him before Greg does. I stepped away from the fire pit, called her, and she picked up on the first ring. David, I just saw something I wasn't supposed to, she said. Her voice cracked. I didn't want to believe it, but it's her. It's Jenna. I saw it too, I said. It's been going around. She's engaged. To you. Her voice was rising now. And she's out there wrapped around some stranger like it's spring break. I didn't say anything. I don't know what to tell Greg, she whispered. He thinks the world of you. My chest burned, but I kept my voice steady. You don't have to say anything. Let him see it on his own. It'll come. And it did. By the time we went back inside, Carla had already posted another photo on Facebook. Me and Greg, side by side from a fishing trip last summer. Thankful for good men. Real men. The comments blew up fast. Jenna's aunt wrote, "Where's the bride-to-be?" Another cousin chimed in, "He's better off at the cabin." And then Ashley did it again. She posted the full video. Public. No filters. No edits. Just Jenna, drunk and dancing. Her hands sliding down that guy's chest while he kissed her neck. Luis looked over at me. "Wanna take it down?" I shook my head. "Nah. Let the truth stay up." We got the dinner invite the next morning. Carla texted me personally. "David, we'd love to take you boys out. Just a little thank you for being respectful guests." Greg already made the reservation at the club. I asked the guys. Everyone was in. That night we rolled into the golf club wearing clean jeans and polos, cleaned up just enough to not look like we'd been hauling firewood for days. Greg met us at the front with a grin and a handshake, like nothing had blown up in the last 48 hours. He clapped me on the shoulder. "Glad you came, son." Inside, the vibe was calm. No tension. Greg ordered us steaks and old fashions, like it was any normal family dinner. Carla sat across from me, pouring iced tea and smiling politely at the waitress, but I could see the storm brewing behind her eyes. Halfway through dinner, she pulled out her phone and said, "Smile, gentlemen." She snapped a photo of me and Greg, then quietly uploaded it to Facebook while we finished our plates. 5 minutes later, I felt the buzz. Luis leaned over. "Bro, check the comments." I pulled out my phone. Carla's post was already flooded with likes and hearts. "David's such a great guy. Greg raised a real man. So happy Jenna found someone like him." Then it came Jenna's aunt, Linda, innocently commenting, "Where's the bride?" Carla replied under it, "She's in Napa with her girls. Her bachelorette trip." Not 10 minutes later, it all went sideways. Someone commented with a video. I tapped it, not even needing to see the name. Jenna's cousin, Sierra. The one who never liked me much. But even she couldn't keep her mouth shut this time. The video started playing right there under the thread. No warning. Just Jenna, center stage, clearly hammered, grinding on some dancer like they were alone in a hotel room. He had both hands on her waist, pulling her into him while she laughed and flipped off the crowd. I looked over at Carla. She had just seen it too. Her jaw locked. Her eyes went sharp. She didn't say a word, just slowly grabbed her phone, deleted the entire post, and dropped the phone into her purse. Greg looked confused. What's going on? Carla leaned toward him and whispered something. I couldn't hear what it was, but whatever it was stopped him cold. He went pale. He looked at me. You knew? He asked. I nodded once. Since last night. He exhaled hard, like someone gut-punched him. Then he stood up and stepped outside without saying another word. Carla grabbed her purse and followed. The rest of the table sat in dead silence. 10 minutes later, my phone rang. Greg. I stepped outside and picked up. He didn't waste time. David, I'm sorry. Not your fault. No, he said, firmer this time. I'm sorry. I raised her better than this. I thought she was ready to be a wife. Clearly I was wrong. I didn't say anything. He sighed into the phone. She embarrassed herself. And us. You've handled this better than I ever could. Greg, you don't owe me anything. He ignored that. I don't know what's going to happen between you two. But no matter what, you're not the one who needs to apologize. He hung up before I could respond. I stood outside the club in the dark, watching Greg pace by the fountain, shaking his head like he couldn't believe what his daughter had become. By the time I got back to the cabin, my phone had 30 missed calls from Jenna. Same number, same name, same desperate swipe-down pattern in my notifications. I left it charging in the kitchen and grabbed a beer from the fridge. Luis looked up from the poker table and raised an eyebrow. Still ringing? Non-stop. Another call came through before I finished my first sip. I let it buzz. I wasn't ready, not until I could answer without flipping out. When call 31 hit, I walked out onto the porch and picked up. Before I even said hello, she launched in. Oh my God, David. What did you say to them? I leaned on the railing. I didn't say anything, Jenna. Bullshit. My mom won't even look at me. My dad's not answering my calls. You turned them against me. I kept my tone steady. I didn't turn anyone. You posted your trip. Your cousin posted the rest. That's all it took. She paused, then switched tactics. It wasn't what it looked like, okay? It was a joke. I was drunk. Everyone was drunk. So your defense is what, exactly? I said. That it only counts if you were sober? I didn't cheat on you, David. You're acting like I slept with someone. I let that hang for a second. I didn't say you cheated, but you sure didn't act engaged. She scoffed. Don't act like you're some innocent monk. I saw the photos. What were you really doing out there? Chopping wood and eating Carla's chili, I said. I spent most of Friday night losing at poker to your dad. She went quiet. Then I heard her sniff. You're punishing me. No, I said. I'm processing. There's a difference. Then why won't you talk to me like a normal person? She snapped. You're acting so cold. Like you've already made up your mind. I have. You can't be serious, she said, voice cracking. Over one stupid video? It's not the video, Jenna. It's the attitude, the deflection, the excuses. You didn't own a damn thing. You're being dramatic. No, I said. I'm being clear. And for the first time in this relationship, I'm actually listening to myself. There was silence. Then the line went dead. I stood on the porch a minute longer, letting the cold mountain air hit me straight in the chest. I went back inside. Luis didn't ask a thing, just slid me my hand of cards. I sat down, picked up the cards and tossed them back onto the table. I'm done, I said. No wedding. He nodded once like he already knew. Sunday afternoon, I got the Uber arrival alert before she even texted. I stayed inside. She stood at the front door, tugged at the handle twice, then tried the code. Nothing. I'd already reset it. She rang the bell 5 times in a row like I was going to rush over and throw my arms around her. Instead, I sat in the living room and waited, let her sweat. Almost exactly an hour later, I pulled into the driveway with a cardboard box riding shotgun. She was pacing in front of the door in a hoodie and sunglasses, hair in a bun, still dragging her pink suitcase behind her. The second she saw my truck, she stormed over, arms flying. "You changed the damn locks. Are you kidding me right now?" I stepped out, calm as anything, and popped the tailgate. "Your stuff's in here." She glanced at the box, then looked back at me like I'd slapped her. "Are you actually serious? After everything?" I didn't flinch. "The wedding's off. Your parents know. It's done." Her mouth dropped open, but she didn't cry yet. She was still in attack mode. "You don't get to decide that by yourself. We're supposed to talk about this. Work through it. You didn't want to talk last week. You wanted freedom. You got it. I made one mistake," she shouted, arms out. "One. And you act like I slept with the guy on stage. You made a series of choices," I said. "Now deal with the outcome." That hit her. She took a step back and blinked. Fast. "So that's it? You just throw me out like trash? Over a dance?" I grabbed the box and set it on the ground between us. "No. I throw you out because I've been making excuses for you since the moment we got engaged. I'm done." Now came the tears. "I didn't cheat, David. I swear to God I didn't. I drank too much. I was stupid. But I didn't mean to hurt you." "You already did," I said. "I'm just finally reacting to it." She dropped onto the curb, crying hard now, arms wrapped around her knees. I stood there, arms crossed, watching her try to piece together a story that might win me back. But there wasn't one. Then her phone rang. She looked at the screen, wiped her nose, and answered. "Mom." I could hear Carla's voice from where I stood. Sharp, clipped, serious. Jenna nodded through sobs. "Okay, yeah, I'm coming." She stood up slowly, pulling her suitcase with one hand and wiping her face with the other. "This is so messed up," she said. "You just gave up." "No," I said. "You gambled everything. You lost." Her Uber rolled back around the corner. She didn't even look at me as she climbed in. The next morning, I woke up to texts from 3 different people. "Yo, check Jenna's story. She really went there, huh? Dude, she's trying to flip the script." I opened Instagram. There it was, some black and white dramatic screenshot of her crying on the plane, captioned in bold white text. "Sometimes the people who say they love you are the ones who hurt you the most. Swipe. Emotional abuse doesn't always leave bruises. Swipe again. Gaslighting is real. Know the signs." I stared at the screen, not even shocked, just tired. She wasn't owning anything. She was flipping it like I was the problem. Like I locked her out because I was some controlling psycho and not because she danced half-naked on a stripper in front of 30 mutuals and half her extended family. And then came the comments. Her cousin, Sierra, who posted the original video, didn't hold back. "Girl, don't start lying now. You were the one acting wild, not him." Then one of Jenna's own bridesmaids chimed in. "Rachel, I think. I was there. He didn't do anything to deserve this." I almost felt bad for her. Almost. But the real knockout came about 20 minutes later, when Greg decided to go public. His comment was just sitting there, no fluff, no sugar. "David has shown more respect in the past week than you have in the last year." That was it. She deleted the entire story within an hour. But it didn't matter, screenshots were already flying around. People were talking. You could feel the shift. The pity party didn't stick. Later that day, she started texting my friends, Matt, Tony, even Luis. "Can we talk? You know I'm not a bad person. David's not telling you the full story." They sent screenshots. Nobody replied to her. Luis called me laughing. She just tried to hit me with the, "you know how controlling he was" card. I almost dropped my phone. "What did you say?" I didn't. I posted instead. I refreshed his feed. There it was, photo from the cabin. Me standing by the fire pit, laughing, beer in hand, hoodie half-zipped, looking like I didn't have a care in the world. Caption: "Know your worth. My boy did." Comments were already blowing up. "Respect. This is how you handle a breakup like a man. Dodged a bullet." Jenna didn't post again for the rest of the day. 3 days after her meltdown, I got a text from Jenna that just said, "You're paying for the venue and the caterer. You called it off, not me." I stared at it for a second, almost impressed at the audacity. Before I could even type a reply, Greg called me. Did she text you about the wedding deposits? Just now. She's not thinking straight. Ignore it. Carla and I already talked. We'll handle the vendors. And we're returning every dollar your parents sent for the rehearsal dinner. I rubbed my forehead. Greg, come on. That's not your responsibility. No, he cut in. It is. This was our daughter's disaster, not yours. You don't pay for other people's fires. He hung up before I could argue again. By the weekend, word had spread that the wedding was officially canceled. Jenna stopped trying to play victim online and shifted into martyr mode. Her new thing was posting vague, passive-aggressive quotes. People never appreciate the love you give until you stop giving it. Being the bigger person gets exhausting. One day they'll realize what they lost. It was like watching someone try to win an Oscar for Most Betrayed Woman Alive. Meanwhile, she was still living in her childhood bedroom. Her mom cut off her access to the wedding planner's email. Greg took her credit card. Then came the work fallout. Apparently, one of her coworkers, someone she always talked crap about, found the NAPA video. No context needed. It circulated fast. By the time HR pulled her in, it had already been viewed by half the office. She didn't get fired, but she was in line for a department lead promotion. And she didn't get it. From what I heard, they gave it to someone else without even doing second interviews. Luis sent me a screenshot of her updated LinkedIn headline. Marketing professional seeking new growth opportunities. Her spiral was slow, but steady. She'd tried throwing punches in every direction. Nothing stuck. No one bit. And the real kicker? Greg and Carla started therapy. Couples counseling plus individual sessions. Carla told me herself. Said they were finally facing how much they'd enabled Jenna over the years. We ignored too much, she said. We thought if we kept smoothing things over, she'd grow out of it. She looked me in the eye when she said it. I'm sorry for what you went through. I shook my head. You don't owe me an apology. I feel like I do. This was her doing, I said. You didn't dance on that stage. You didn't lie about it after. She nodded, but I could still see the weight on her face. You think she'll ever admit it? She asked. I doubt it, I said. But that's not my problem anymore. 6 months later, Jenna was still holed up in her parents' house, dating some meathead trainer from her gym who posts shirtless mirror pics like it's his job. Greg can't stand him. Carla pretends he's nice. She's still telling people I was controlling, that I manipulated her, ruined her wedding, turned her whole family against her. Some people nod. Most don't buy it. I don't respond. I don't have to. Greg and I still golf once a month. First Saturday morning, like clockwork. He always pays. Always says the same thing after the 9th hole. Damn shame, son. You really were the son-in-law I wanted. I just laugh and line up my shot. A few of her friends stuck by her, mostly the same ones who posted pool selfies and stripper reels. But not all of them. One, Rachel, the planner-type bridesmaid, DM'd me out of nowhere a few weeks ago. She said, I should have said something sooner. I saw it coming. I'm sorry. I told her thanks. I meant it, but I didn't need it. My new girl? Total opposite of Jenna. No games. No drama. Just honesty. We talk, we argue, we work through stuff like adults. She met Luis and the guys last month and fit in like she'd always been there. Luis showed up wearing one of the shirts he had made. Gray, simple block letters across the chest. Cabin Weekend 2024. Everyone lost it. That weekend became a legend. Not because we were trying to prove anything. We weren't chasing revenge or playing some twisted get-back game. We were just living. Looking back, I didn't have to expose Jenna. She did that all on her own. She made her choices. I let them speak for themselves.